Hello YouTube. Okay, so I haven't posted any videos in a while. The weather's just been awful. We've had a snowstorm here in Jersey a week before Thanksgiving, actually 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, and it was mayhem over here. So in any case, it just got way too cold for me to work in the car, and right now I don't have any garage space to keep it in the garage. So today we got a break in the weather, so I'm gonna start a new video. It's basically when I bought the mini truck, one thing that never worked on it was the windshield washer fluid. So you know, the wipers work fine, but when you want to squirt the windshield washer liquid, it just doesn't work. So I'm trying to figure out what it was, or I'm gonna try to figure out what it is, if it's a fuse, if it's a bad pump, if it's just the system is clogged. So gonna do a little bit investigation. I don't know if I'll get to the bottom of it today, but at least I'm hopeful. I don't know if I'll fix it, but I'm hopeful I could find out what's wrong with it. Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do first is just show you what the issue is. So if I hop in here on the passenger side and just start it. So see here the stock, if I turn on the wipers, they work fine, but if I do the mist, which is down, nothing happens. So mist, nothing happens. Alright, so turn this back off. So I do know that the windshield washer tank is here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to disconnect this and see if I'm assuming the pump will be probably on the other side of this or something. Alright, so it looks like this just dovetails in. So there you go, there's a little molded dovetail here that inserts into there. This has fluid in it. Let me disconnect this plug. Switch hands here. Okay. Pretty simple. Okay, so there's a little pump, positive, negative wire. And okay, so that looks really dirty. That might actually just be clogged. So it runs alongside here. Yeah, you could actually see, looks like debris inside the tube. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on the pump for now, make sure the pump works, and then I'll kind of trace it back to the nozzles to see if that has anything to do with the issue. Alright, so the pump looks like it's just press fitted in there. Looks like there's a rubber grommet. So, and then it's probably snap fits into here. So, see if I could get a pry tool. Okay, that came out actually pretty easy. So there's a little pump. Very simple, large opening in, small outlet, positive, negative terminal. And there's debris. You know what? I think this is frozen solid in here. Yep. That's literally ice in there. So that would explain one of the reasons, but it also didn't work in the summer, so I know it's not just that. But I think what I'm going to do is wash this out, obviously get rid of all the ice in there, and then test the pump to see if the pump works. Okay, so I rigged up these two wires. Got a red one and a black one. I'm going to connect them to the terminals here on the pump. So Gotta tell you, I'm not sure if this is the correct orientation for positive and negative, but we'll try both and see what happens. So let's hook this up to the battery. Alright, sorry, had a technical malfunction here with the wire. The terminal came off of it. So this is what I did. I connected positive with alligator clips to the battery, and then this is just connected here, and on the opposite end it's loose. So I'm just gonna touch it to the negative terminal on the battery, see if the motor spins. So I don't know if you can hear that. So the motor's fine. So we could cross that out as being the culprit, which that's good news because that's one less component we gotta buy. Now we just gotta trace it back to see if there's actually power coming to the motor, because that could mean either the switch or maybe even the fuse. Alright, so I got the voltmeter out and got the positive and negative terminal plugged into here. Gonna turn this on to volts DC. Obviously should only give us a reading once we actually activate the switch. So let me see if I can set this down so the camera can see it. Okay, now I'm gonna activate the wiper switch or the mist, and nothing. So I'm gonna double check with another with one of these here that I have for, it's basically a voltmeter as well, but it only measures 6, 12, 24 and 48 volts. It's only for DC. It's really a continuity tester, but I did that as well, and it had continuity, but it did not read any of the voltage. So I'm thinking it might be a fuse. So next is that'll be the next on the list for us to check. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull out these fuses one by one, the ones that are existing in there, to see if any are burnt. And if that doesn't resolve it, or if I don't find any burnt fuses, then I see quite a few empty slots. Maybe it could also be that the fuse was taken out and not replaced. So I can't read what it says in Japanese, but I could read that it says, you know, 15 amps, 20 amps. So I could, at least I know what kind of fuse goes in those empty slots, and take it from there. So that'll be the next step. Alright, so I tested, well, I didn't test, I took out and looked at all the fuses that are in there. They all look good. So also up here at the very top, there was a 3 slots for fuses, but those were spares. There's a 10 and a 15 and a 20. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use those spare fuses to plug into these empty terminals here. You see there's 2 15 amp ones here that are unused. There's a 10 amp on this one, and 20 amp and the 15 amp on the next one. So I'm just gonna go down the line until I get something that works, hopefully. Okay, so unfortunately I checked out all the fuses to see if any were blown, and everything was okay. The unused slots, upon a closer look, they're not even wired up, so they would not be like putting a fuse in those empty slots would not have yielded any results anyway. So what I'm gonna have to do is basically take out the dashboard to see if I could follow the wire to the switch to see if that's the issue. Actually, I might actually just disconnect the shroud from the steering column. I think that'll be easier access, just so I could see what the wire colors are, to see if that goes right to this here, or if it plugs into some other wiring harness and whatnot. Okay, so I got the shroud off of the steering column. Here is the misstock. So I disconnected the plug here. I did find the right wire. It's a it's actually this one, black and green with a green with a black stripe, and then 2 silver dots. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean the plug, and I'm gonna clean the switch here just to see if maybe that's interfering it with anything, and take it from there. I'm surprised how dirty it is under here, but let me just clean this up. I'm gonna use, by the way, this product. It's designed to clean electrical connections. It's non-conducting, and it dries very quickly. Alright, so I cleaned this up, and while I was cleaning it, there was actually a little, like almost like a, I don't want to call it a pebble, because once I sprayed it, it kind of disintegrated into dirt, but it was preventing the switch from pulling forward like there. So it's basically sitting right there. So I think the reason, so now I'm wondering if this movement that I didn't know the stock did before, because it was dirty, if that's actually to activate the switch. So I'm gonna just power up and start the pickup and see if that was the culprit. So I'm gonna go down, and that's for the wiper arms. Okay, now let me see if it's, so down and forward. There you go. Listen to the motor. So basically this is almost like a 6-way switch. You not only have to go down but forward, and before it just wasn't moving forward because of debris. So I think I solved the issue. Now the lines are still very dirty, so I don't know. I guess one thing I could do is disconnect the line. Well, let me turn off the car so we can talk. Disconnect the line underneath the dashboard, and then try to blow some compressed air out through there. But when I cleaned the water tank, or the reservoir tank, it was a lot of almost like slimy black mildew kind of debris. It wasn't like solid debris. What I'm gonna try first is I'm gonna get the tank back in here. I'm gonna fill it up with hot water and like a Dawn or some type of dishwashing detergent to see if I could blow all this debris out through the nozzle. Hopefully it won't clog the nozzles. If it does, then I'll have to go and blow out the line with compressed air. But I'm gonna try that next. Alright, so I got my reservoir here filled with hot water and dish soap. I already connected the line for the water. Just gotta connect the electrical connector here. Do this while holding the camera. Alright, now let's moment of truth, I guess. Oh, gotta turn the key over and walk around. There we go. Alright, so I hear the pump going, but nothing's squirting out. But I see steam. coming from the dashboard. So does that mean there's a leak? Nothing squirted out. Yep. So the water's dripping right underneath the dashboard. You can see it here. So that was a fail. So I guess I'm gonna try to blow out air through the nozzle to see if that blows out all this debris. So what was supposed to be a simple project is turned into a project from hell. So basically when they blew air into the nozzles, they separated it underneath the dashboard. So the only way I see to be able to even try to gain access is to remove the dashboard. It's a simple car. I'm hoping it's not that complex, but you know, you're talking about vents and switches and whatnot, so I'm just gonna do it instead of wasting time trying to squeeze my arms under there. You can kind of get access to it on the passenger side, but on the driver's side it's pretty much impossible. So I'm just gonna get to it and try to take out this dashboard.